Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here on the island of Korcula. I said that right?
Yes.
I did. Very good. I was going to Korcula. It's one of an amazing island in Croatia. It's one I have not been to yet, and just spent the last 3 days here, and this place is absolutely amazing. You got to get your clients here. I'm here with, and I'm going to say your name is?
Boyana Ludiza.
There you go. She can say it. Boyana Ludiza. And she just gave us a wonderful guide around the old town of Korcula, which is actually, incredibly historic. It's been here for centuries. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Korcula, the town, and also the island, and what your clients can find here. Find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, thank you so much. That was a marvelous tour. It gave me a lot of insight into what this island is that I'd heard of but never really experienced before. So tell us a little bit, just overview of what Korcula is.
So the Korcula town, old town of Korcula, has been here for a very, very long time, as you said, for centuries, since 12th century. So the whole island has a very long history of inhabitants. It has very different things to do, different things to see for everybody. We have something a little bit for the enjoyers of the sun and sea, for the active holidays. So we have a little bit of history and a little bit of everything for everyone.
It really is. It is amazing. And it is a large island. I rented a car and I went to go wine tasting, olive oil tasting. There's amazing beaches. But I was intrigued today because there's so much history to this island. And indeed, one of the characters here they're celebrating right now is Marco Polo, who we think is born on this island, right?
Well, we are fairly sure that he was born here on the island, but he is the most famous local that we have from here, and his family did live here on the island.
Yeah, so you got a lot of history with Marco Polo here. He ended up in Venice, of course, as we all know. Before in some point, he went to China and India and all kinds of places, but he was originally from here. So that's one thing. But then you had an incredible medieval town here that with the walls and the cathedral and everything else. So tell us a little bit about all of the stuff that they can see here.
So here you can see the medieval cathedral, as you mentioned, the bishopry that was here in the 13th century, in the 14th century, that was very important for the town and for the island, as well as one of the first books of law in Europe that was written in 13th century and was important for such a small town, small island as Korcula.
And you kept that. You had many people come and try to conquer you, but they sort of observed the laws most of the time.
Yes, they had to follow to a certain extent our laws, and that always kept us independent to some extent, and we never gave up without a fight. We always had our thing.
And you did beat the Islam, the empire, right?
Yes, we did have a little touch with the Ottoman Empire.
Ottoman Empire
with the Turkish army, Turkish fleet that was here right in front of the city walls of Korcula. But against all odds, we managed to defend ourselves with a little help from nature. We managed to conquer them and to stay free.
And so because of that, we're actually on what I would call Restaurant Row here, right along the water, right along where the walls essentially were.
We are basically on the city walls itself.
Yeah, and they have just a rows of wonderful restaurants. We're actually going to go to a Michelin star restaurant after this. And I think you were telling me your partner actually works as a chef in one of them, right?
In one of the restaurants, yes, my partner works as a chef.
And then you were born just really outside of the walls.
Just a couple of steps outside of the city walls. So on these city walls is basically where I spent my childhood playing and running around.
Or swimming, as you were telling me.
Running on the walls itself, no matter how crazy it seems now. When you're a kid, everything seems easy and not that high or dangerous.
Well, it must have been a magnificent place to grow up. And I know you've traveled and you've come back here and you realize you did have a nice place to grow up in, right?
It's an amazing place to grow, to have children, for children to raise them here, because it's very safe. safe. It's very nice. I have a niece that's 7 years old. She goes to the store by herself or to the park by herself. She doesn't have a phone. She only has her watch and be back home, at 6 or 7. And it's very safe. Everybody knows everybody. So it's a really great place to grow up.
Well, I do know that in Korcula they've been really focused on family travel. I know we've worked with the tourist bureau here, and they really said this is a great place for families to come to, right?
It is. It really is a nice place. You have a lot of beaches that are accessible to grown-ups, to kids. You have some aqua parks, so a lot of activities that you can include your kids in. And as I said, just everybody's very relaxed, and it's just a safe place.
Absolutely. Now, to get out of the old town here, there are lots of things to do. One of the biggest things is to go to wineries, to wine tastings, and I think you said there's probably 30 some wineries around
on
this island, and then there's on this area, and then there's other little islands too that they have wineries too, right?
Exactly. So on the smaller islands as well, on Pelješac Peninsula that's right across, the island of Korcula itself is more known for white wine varieties, and Pelješac Peninsula that's just across from Korcula is known for red wines. Of course, we do keep good neighborly relations, and so we borrow some red wine from them. We borrow them.
This is only fair.
Exactly, and then everybody has the best wine that you could possibly.
And then, so there you got that. So you can go to wine tastings, although you might want to take a guide with you to take you around, because I tried that with one winery. I probably had enough. It was an amazing experience, and I think you said I was at Vitas over in Lombarda. And then there was another one I was in. I'm blanking out. That was amazing as well. So I did 2 wine tastings, and then an olive oil tasting, because that's also another thing you produce here.
So yeah, here as well we have big production of olive oil. When I say big, it's mostly for our island's needs, because we don't produce that big amounts to export it to different countries throughout Europe. So most of the wine and olive oil that we produce on the island, we spend it on the island. The island is known for excellent quality, extra virgin olive oil. Pretty much every family has at least a couple of olives or a small olive grove. My family as well, including, produces its own olive oil just for its own needs.
So you have an olive tree somewhere?
Oh yeah, 40 of them or so.
Oh, okay, just 40. Okay, well, you sound like you're a major producer here. That's amazing. But that's great. So you do your own olive oil. You don't do your own wine, or do you?
No, my family doesn't do wine, but then some of my friends' families, they do wine. We give them some olive oil. They give us some wine. So it's always a good
trade-off. Yeah, like this. Now, I guess I want to close with just saying that there's a couple other things you showed us. There was the best ice cream in the old town, which we still have to try, and then there was a cool bar that's in a tower that you could go, and that's another cool thing which I didn't know about till just now, and I'm actually leaving today, sadly. I've been here for 3 days. It's been an amazing trip, but you have a beautiful island here. More people should come. Maybe not 1 million people, but a lot of people. We're in the middle of August, and I don't feel like it's crowded at all.
Mm-hmm. It's we like that it's not too crowded, so everyone can have a nice time, a nice feeling of relaxation without kind of being crowded in with older people. So it's really nice that it's not too crowded.
Absolutely. Now, you are a certified registered guide here.
Yes,
tell us where, give us your email that we can superimpose so people can contact you if they're interested in getting a guided tour.
Okay, so my email is blozica@gmail.com. So BLOZICA, then monkey@gmail.com.
There you go, and you'll see it below too on the descriptor. Again, thank you so much. It's great. It gave a great overview. Incredible place. It is the Green Island, as I said. You've got pine trees, you've got vineyards, you've got everything, and you've got this amazing medieval town that's got so much history. You really have a perfect destination here.
Thank you so much. I'm always glad to hear that when people like my island.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report from Korcula.